gotta grow them up right.
Yeah, I just really did not like. That's so random that y'all both got on the do rag.
That's a fact.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Circle. Y'all already know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yup.
Episode number what episode is 9, 10?
Nah, baby.
All right, 9. We're on our way to 10. We had a few scheduling hiccups the last couple of weeks, but we are here and we're happy to be here. Y'all know what it is. It's Gene, JS, Big S, and Josh. And don't ask me how, but somehow the two gentlemen on your right are wearing do rags. So
Oh, my
either they
bad.
had a
You gotta, you
either
know,
they
you
had
gotta
a
grow them
long
up
day
right,
or
baby. You feel me?
they
You've been
beat up the
looking, you
vibe
know what I'm saying?
after.
Paying attention. You gotta grow them up right.
Yeah. I just really did not like that's so random that y'all both got on the do rag.
That's a fact.
I mean,
It never happened like that.
I wear one to go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Josh, you was about to go to sleep, Josh?
Nah, I just got a haircut and I'm growing my hair out, so I just put it on just because.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay.
I wear mine to cover a bald spot. I wear mine to cover a bald spot.
Oh.
A ball spot.
Yeah.
Now,
My
Brother,
sis
you
said,
gotta,
I'm leaving on the next bus.
brother, you gotta embrace yourself. You know what I'm saying? Embrace all of you. The ball spot and all. Right, Big S?
Nah,
Right.
not into his whole
Oh,
bowl.
I got a ball spot too.
You know, like fine wine.
Facts, facts. All right, man.
Well,
How's
she,
everybody?
Sean got the money to not care about his ball spot. I gotta still care about mine a little bit.
I guess.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. Yo, you ever seen that what that John Cusack movie where he's stuck in the hotel room? That's what he looked like you at, Sean. Room number 13, I think it is, something like that.
That's exactly where I'm at. I'm in the
Oh, well, he kept trying to escape it. It ended up in the same room.
Yeah, it was like different seasons and stuff. It was crazy.
I'm
Crazy.
in it, but
All
yeah.
right, how was everybody week, man? Talk to me. Tell me what's new. What y'all got in your minds? What we, you know what I'm saying? What
Just,
anybody got anything pressing? Any pressing matters to discuss?
just ran up on a second job. You know what I'm saying? They came out to this clear blue sky, too. You know, something part time to help a brother out. Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So it is. So that sounds like a good week. Sound like
I'm
a good
on
week.
vacation. I'm in DC, living my life. We're gonna
Oh,
go and we're gonna have a tour of the Capitol and
That's
some other
what's up.
places. Our
Smithsonian
first
too.
stop was the Martin Luther King Memorial. And now we're gonna see everything else. But I mean, I think that's gonna be fun. I got the family with me.
Okay, facts. Yeah,
just be
DC.
careful out there, Sean. I heard it get real right around the corner from the White House. Be careful.
I don't know about that, but it might ain't gonna affect me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna
DC is
affect
nice,
me.
man. DC is nice. I've been there. I've been there in the summer and in like the fall or spring or whatever,
Yeah.
and some other times. But
Oh,
DC is
yeah.
nice. It's a vibe. Good
I'm
food
thinking
too.
about moving here, but I don't know.
Huh?
We'll see.
So, you, John, how your week was?
I mean, it was great. Had a great birthday weekend. Was in Vegas. Had the time of my life.
Hey,
Turned the big 3-5,
birthday!
and I come back.
Happy
I
belated
just got
birthday to y'all
notification
too, also.
Saturday.
You
Thank you.
old, Josh. You
So,
old,
I
man.
know,
so,
right? Yeah.
so
Oh,
35,
everybody can know
man.
me,
Okay,
me,
Unc.
Look at it.
Okay,
me
Unc.
Taking
and Josh
naps.
have the same birthday. Me and Josh got the same birthday for our viewers.
Yeah.
If you don't know, so we celebrated our birthdays over the weekend.
so how
Uh,
was your birthday,
Hold on,
Gene? How
Gene.
was it? Feel being
Hold
a
on,
big
Gene. Hold
4-0?
on. Say your age, Gene.
I'm 40.
How's it feel, man? How was your birthday weekend?
It was good, man. It feels good. Like, you know, I'm
Why
blessed.
you laugh so hard?
'Cause he's right behind him. That's why he's laughing. He's literally right behind him.
Nah. It's 20 years.
Yeah. I feel good. I feel
Yeah,
good though,
I
man.
got
People don't believe I'm 40, but I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just thank God for my health and how I've been able to take care of myself, like mentally, physically, emotionally. Even like call it what it is. Like life is ebbs and flows, so you have challenges, but it's about how you navigate that. So I feel extremely blessed that I've been able to navigate that with the with the help of God and family and whatnot. So I feel good, man. Yeah, like
You look good,
like,
G. No
thank you. I
homo.
appreciate it.
Don't say, y'all. I ain't say nothing. Short actually say your age and cracked up. Didn't say
What?
nothing.
That's
You said
not,
no. You about to say y'all acting like something. I was about to. Oh, okay, my bad. Dude. I thought you were about to say y'all acting like 40 is bad. I was about to say, nah, that was so.
We
yeah, but
just had an episode where we went over how you start winning at 40. I
yeah,
mean, that's a good age.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
Hey, yeah,
put the
hey,
weed down, JS. Put the weed down, man, please.
age.
hell no. Tell me nothing like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got the it's a crazy segue, but I just remembered that the Diddy case should be wrapping up soon.
Yeah,
What what do we
yeah.
think?
See that they
Anybody got
dropped
any Big S, you got any of the details on
the
it?
charges. So they dropped a few
Yeah.
of the charges, but they kept the RICO charge, which is weird
Yeah,
because
fact.
everybody thought that was the one charge that wouldn't stick. So again, now it just feels like it was an assassination character.
Character assassination, yeah. So so let me ask you, right?
To make that Rico charge stick, that's what it is.
Right, in your opinion, what because I know you're probably getting some of the details right now, right? In your opinion, or all you guys' opinions, right? Once we get some more of the details, what about the case, or what testimonies from the case, uh, from us being a citizen, would you think would allow a RICO charge to stick? Well, racketeering, because that's operating as an enterprise. And the crazy thing to me, one of the details is still that Diddy himself is the only one that's on trial for operating it as an enterprise, but you can't really operate an enterprise solo, if that makes sense.
But
Yeah, can't do it
I
by
mean, it
yourself.
makes sense. But the thing, the details of the case that, and this is a far stretch. And believe me, I don't believe that this should help a racketeering charge stick. But the one thing that I can see them trying to play with is him trying to make like sex movies, because now you went from music to movies to which now will brand you as an enterprise
Yeah,
because you're doing different
you
things
never
under
made
the
a sex
same
tape.
umbrella.
You never made a sex tape.
I'm talking about he was trying to make a porno, like porno movies with from what they was
You see, but
explaining
you didn't
in
answer
the
my
trial.
question. You didn't answer my question.
I'm not on trial, G. I'm not on trial. Like, what's wrong with you? Yo, what's going on with you guys? You asked me about them. Ain't been about them,
Alright,
G.
let me just
Whoa,
let me say this, right?
that's
And
crazy.
for all of our beautiful ladies, walk with me
Whoa.
through this, right? All the things that we know for sure that was wrong, right? Whether if it's like coercion and like DV and stuff like that's 1,000% wrong. Now, when you get into like the trafficking and prostitution, obviously that part is because he paid for actual uh
That's
um
for prostitutes.
yeah, S workers to meet them in certain places, whether if it was man or woman. So that's when you get into the trafficking and prostitution, right? And also, like, think about this: like flying Cassie and his other girlfriends out, and them then saying that it's against their will. That is a part of the trafficking and everything as well too.
Yeah, but
So
you asked me about the
what I learned from
racketeering
this,
charges sticking.
what I learned
And
from
I was
this is
answering
that
to the racketeer. All right.
yeah, don't. What I learned is don't fly her out if she ain't your wife, man. That's what I learned.
I ain't
And
flying you out, period. We flying together. What you talking about?
nah, but all jokes aside, bro. Like honestly, we don't know. All we know is the testimonies, right? And these individuals are saying that they had. I want to be real for a second. Like they're saying they had some horrible experiences, right? Now, when we listen to the court documents and you read it and stuff, like there's a lot of people that were willing participants too. So we got to keep it real,
Very.
especially some of the Jane Does. She's like, yeah, he's paying for my rent right now. Yeah, he's paying for my lawyer fees. No, I was mad. I just wanted the treatment as the same woman. So I was willing to do like whatever. And to me, that's where I'm like, I don't know where kind of like where these three things meet, right? Like your moral compass, common sense, and the law. When you put those things in a pot or intersection, what you know what I'm saying? Like what
Well, your moral compass and common sense don't got nothing to do with the law. The law don't care about your moral compass or your common sense. The law
fact.
only cares about what is wrong and what is right under their law. Now,
Mhm.
with that being said, this is why I'm saying that the racketeering charges, if they want to nitpick, may be able to stay. Once he classified what he was doing as trying to shoot sex scenes and sex movies as if he was trying to make money from it and hiring people to play roles, setting up scenes. And now you have another business underneath what you're already doing as far as music and liquor and all of that, which makes it an enterprise. But you're illegally doing it because you're sex trafficking people too.
What do you think about that, Big Us?
I mean, so what Sean's saying, I mean, are you saying that he is trying to get into the porn
Yes,
industry?
that's what he told the men that he was ordering to come in there, and they testified to that.
Okay, see, I mean, I missed that because I've been out of the loop. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they will get the RICO charges. And I just heard like in the closing arguments that that Diddy's lawyer was arguing and he made a point of just to say that Cassie is not a victim over and over and over again. And I think that
Same point we made earlier.
if the jury can have that in their head that she is not the victim of RICO charges, she is a victim of domestic violence, but of RICO charges,
Right.
um, then I don't think that it's going to stick. So I'm actually think that he won't be found guilty. But who
But
That's
knows?
what you
let's
think?
be honest.
Who
That's the
knows?
reason she needed immunity, right? Because she would have been in that RICO charge and she not got immunity. So he wasn't by himself. They were just smart enough to say, we don't care about y'all. We really only want him. And gave the ones immunity that could have been in that RICO charge with him.
But I think that they should bring other charges up, like domestic violence and things like that.
Can't,
Then he would.
can't.
Okay,
Or
NDA was signed. NDA was signed. She already got paid for that.
yeah, I'm just saying. Then he would have been found guilty.
Yeah, but that would have been not to say it like that. That would have been a slap on the wrist. We're talking about community service and a fine,
Yeah, but you want to? Well,
right? At that stature. So if you're trying to really make an example out of someone, or you're really trying to take down the powerful mogul, you have to come with something like this. And again, I want to reiterate for everyone that might be getting to this part of the video, or I don't know if you see a short, like, look, we believe Diddy should be in jail. Just don't know if he should be in jail for racketeering.
Right.
That's it for me. And you made a great point. Like I know, like for sure, like your moral compass, uh, common sense don't have anything to
Common
do with the
sense.
law, right? I understand that. What I'm saying is like, with us looking at it, right? Because we have an opinion, we're stating our opinion. I'm like
Uh-huh.
the moral compass for us, right? Of what Diddy was participating in, like what parts of that affects our moral compass or tugs on that, right? And then common sense part, when we listen to some of the testimonies from some of the individuals that were seen like, you was a willing participant until you stopped getting what you
Mhm.
want. And then
Exactly.
the part for me, again, like just looking is like, okay, what part of the law did he really break for what they're charging him with, right? Because what I know for sure, like domestic violence, but that's not a charge. um, Prostitution, absolutely, because he did use prostitutes, right? Now, when you so the thing is, again with the law, technicalities, technically, he did participate in sex trafficking because he flew them out across state lines or had
Exactly.
them travel
For
across
sexual purposes.
state lines. But then again, knowing that and knowing that's the technicality, that's not go back to my moral compass about, but these were willing participants in
Uh-huh.
some of these scenarios. Granted, I have to take their word at face value of them saying that they didn't want to participate, but they had fear of X, Y, Z. And I know for some of us, like Big S, he'll be like, "That's baloney." You know what I mean?
Me too. It is baloney. And like I said, that like all that other stuff going on, they don't really care about that. What they really want to do is stop his business because of, like you said before, the liquor company that he was suing. This all started from the liquor company not wanting to pay Diddy. They ended up finding more shit. That's just all that happened.
Nah, I was sorry. Yeah,
No
like
way. I thought we was gonna have a cameo right here. You're not.
no, he upset because in the Sonic game they got a fishing part, and I caught the biggest fish. He can't catch another fish, so he mad. So look, but I got for 5 years old, man. I gotta give it to him. That's
He's
the level of
quiet.
maturity.
He's not
Yeah,
there, man.
that's a level of maturity to leave
Yeah.
like that without making a big fuss. You know,
Yeah.
just go sit.
Word, dude, I didn't have that maturity at all. I'd have broke a controller or something. I'm on the tiny table in there
Yeah,
arguing over a game. So let the TV make you mad.
facts. Hey, Josh, you been a little quiet. Josh, what's your opinion, man?
Well, I mean, there's a reason. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't really been following the trial because there's a lot of other things going around besides Diddy that's happening.
True that.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for what you're hearing about the case so far, like as we're speaking, like, do you have any opinions on that? Because you know something, I ain't really been all the way on it neither. But the pieces that I'm hearing, I got enough. Like, all right, listen, I know that this is some hidden agenda shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put these other characters in here to assassinate his character enough that the jury and everybody else that's going to be charging him for this racketeering charge already see him as a monster. Don't got nothing. Don't want to hear nothing you got to say now because you're a monster, Diddy. Period. You didn't go down for these.
yeah.
We're gonna make sure you go down for something.
So my thing about it is like I'm just thinking this whole time because I mean he's guilty no matter the way you look at it. But I'm looking at it like you're gonna drop some names because you didn't do this by yourself. I know
He
you know.
can't.
I know you got
Clearly,
names,
the names that
but
was dropped got immunity.
He
so it was
got
immunity.
immunity. Anonymous, Jane Doe. So
I want to
they,
see him
Good.
do a Nino Brown.
Full of Frank Lucas. And I ain't told on nobody, but people that told on me.
facts, facts.
I mean, or bottom line, he's guilty no matter what the way I look at it. Like because he did
You're
he
guilty
did
of what though, Josh?
what y'all said,
Because
like
the two
racketeering.
things that he's guilty of
We
racketeering.
just had a
You
conversation
sure?
about it. I agree with y'all. He's guilty.
Nah, I don't think he was racketeering though. He's nasty, but he wasn't racketeering.
I
Yeah, he's
believe he
corny.
was.
This is something that they're about to do to keep him away. They're about to
He-
nitpick to try to make a racketeering charge out of it. That's why it's taking them so long. Otherwise, we'd have known what he was what the racketeering charge fully was about. They're still trying.
Listen, all I know is if they ever bring up a trial against LeBron James, I give up. Like I'm like, nah. Now you just want all of our successful people now. No.
Well, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby wasn't enough for you.
Huh?
Bill Cosby wasn't
That's
enough
what
for
I
you.
was going to be.
Can't hear you.
Mike
I
Jack,
said Bill
Wesley
Cosby
Snipes.
wasn't enough for you.
Every time you talk, I hear Sean. Sorry.
He was saying Bill Cosby and then Sean was saying Wesley Snipes, Michael
Oh, okay.
Jackson.
Yeah, oh,
Wesley
yeah.
Snipes. Wesley Snipes deserved to go to jail. What are you talking about? He didn't pay taxes, bro.
He lied on his taxes.
Yeah, what are you talking
I
about?
never lied.
I'm talking
I didn't say
about
my
what?
taxes, but a lot of
Listen,
people do. You know what
listen.
I mean?
They didn't say that he lied on his taxes. What they said was the man that was supposed to be paying his taxes was undercutting him. He didn't know. Just like Fat Joe went to jail for tax evasion. He didn't know that the dude he was giving the money to that was supposed to be paying his accountant wasn't paying the taxes like they were supposed to.
Well, actually, listen. So here's the thing. I got an accountant. He said that he would pay my taxes. I never verified that he sent the money. I know that I gave him the money. Now,
Right.
if he don't get paid, then
Now,
hey,
years
listen,
from now, It shows
Billionaire
that
that
to
I
you.
gave him the money.
Oh, what y'all think about speaking of black successful men being under fire? What y'all think about Tyler Perry?
I
Oh
could care less
yeah,
about Tyler Perry.
no,
What happened with Tyler Perry?
He's
I read
I
accused.
don't like
that.
Tyler Perry.
So
Who said
so
that? Uh,
What?
uh,
I don't like Tyler Perry. Me?
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so one of his actors, it's a guy,
Mm-hmm.
is accusing him of I guess of of making advances and like a hostile work environment, I think. And then I read the text and it just seemed like he was being friendly. I mean, and I read through them and I was like, I didn't see anything that was like, okay.
Or two gay guys
It
flirting.
was weird stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was
Right.
weird, but I mean, I didn't see like where he was over the top
Why
at
y'all?
anything.
Hold on. Yo, by the way, I don't want to skip over that. Why don't y'all like Tyler Perry?
No, not y'all. Him.
I don't
Oh,
know. They didn't all say that. I said it. Just me.
oh. I thought
I don't like Tyler Perry because,
y'all
like,
don't like that.
Yeah, because I was showing
Hold
to be some
hold
point on
on
him.
1 second. Hold on, Sean. Sean is the one that introduced me to Tyler Perry with the Medea plays.
that was way back in the day, though, before he got super successful and became a dickhead.
Because I remember that we used to watch all his plays.
Yeah, the plays. And then he got super successful, became a fucking jerk, and now I don't like him.
Why is he a jerk? He's just rich. That's
Because,
all.
man, you know how many people he done blackball? You know how he did Monique alone? Nah, yo. You sent out messages to destroy this woman's career, bro. For
Who,
nothing.
Malik? You said Malik?
No, Monique.
Monique.
He's saying,
Uh,
look how many people he put on. Look how many people he put
So,
on.
now Tyler
so,
Perry plays was,
and look how
was
many people he done let down. And yo, look. He lucky he got Taraji P. Henson to come back and do something else with him because even she had a problem with him for a while, not wanting to pay the right way. Fuck Tyler Perry. He took the
she said
money.
Tyler Perry. She said Tyler Perry was the first person to pay her what she feel like she deserves.
Mm.
After he got blown up, it
Well,
took
he
a
ain't gonna
while.
pay
She
her till he's
battled for
rich.
that.
I swear,
But
yo,
you're supposed to be so great. Fuck Tyler Perry.
you ain't got no reason to hate this man, Sean.
So
You just
Fuck
hate
Tyler
him.
Perry.
he's
You just
accused
hate
of
him to hate
making
him.
sexual advance or
I hate
I
some
guess
of his
another dude.
movies though. I ain't gonna lie.
Is that what
Oh
it is?
yeah.
They
Oh
all the same. They all got some single mother that got whooped on and somebody doing drugs or something.
Everybody ignore
yeah,
that.
too
True.
true. I talked about this in the last episode of how we are portrayed, and he is definitely guilty of that. But I'm happy for his success. I mean, I'm
No,
not.
I ain't knocking his success. I don't like him. His success, I'm glad for him, but I don't like him.
You don't know the man. How don't you like?
I don't care. I
Uh,
don't like him.
well, I
I
don't
feel his
know.
energy from the
All I
TV
know
screen.
is
I don't like him.
he made it. He was homeless. He was making plays, and now he's successful. I'm happy for him.
You ever seen that man out?
His
That is
eyes.
Beelzebub. He waiting to strike. I'm telling you, the devil know the Bible better than you and I. Let that man come out here fooling y'all. Think he had a dating party too, was he? Somebody look that up. He was out
All
there
I
with CD
know
chasing
is
him.
that 16-year-old Sean, you you watched all his plays. You introduced me, and now
Bro, stop bringing up 16-year-old Sean. I'm not 16 no more, bro.
What's up with
20 years
your
ago,
life?
man.
who
Who,
me?
me?
Yeah,
Me?
Which one?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm in the bathroom. That's what y'all want,
Okay,
man.
that's good. I'm in the bathroom too, so it's
Yeah, but you would have fucking flavor hotel, so don't compare your bathroom to this shit round here in the hood.
Are y'all both sitting on the toilet?
Nah.
Nah, I'm not on the toilet. I'm on a chair.
Oh. That's yeah.
I'm gonna.
Why would my toilet be right in front of my door, G?
You could have
My
been
wife's out there,
you could have been reverse cowgirl on the toilet. I don't know.
and
What the fuck? Yo.
there.
Yo. That would make the toilet fill behind my door, G.
Girl, yeah, that would be fun. I should have tried that.
No, you shouldn't.
The toilet right at the front, right at the bathroom door. The toilet there. Like what?
You never use the bathroom when you open the door and the toilet's in front of the door.
Not right when you walk in. Straight to never.
It's right behind the door. Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
but it'll be on the side.
yeah. If I'm staying on the side somewhere, this is
No. Yeah,
Exactly.
it can be,
Exactly.
and it just opens up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right
Exactly. Exactly. Trying to play. Anyway,
but then I would have to be sitting to the side.
what's
We're
your
really
And that's
having
what
this
it's like.
conversation.
JS? What's your favorite Tyler Perry movie?
I don't have a favorite Tyler Perry movie.
Big S, you got one?
Yeah. What's the So I'm gonna go back to where it all started. Diary.
The plays, right?
Yeah, the
Classic.
plays
That's
or the
it.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said movies.
You got.
Yeah,
I can tell you a play.
Josh, you got a
What?
favorite movie or play?
play, yes. Movie, no. I don't like any of the movies. My favorite play was I Could Do Battle by Myself.
What's your favorite play,
I
JS?
think my favorite play was the State of the Union one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
You know what's that? I think that didn't he do a family that prays, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
he did that
Probably
movie.
that's
That was a
probably
good movie.
my favorite one. That or the one with Journey Smollett
Oh yeah.
and Lance Gross.
I don't know who either one of those are unless I've seen them.
What about the one?
Her husband?
What's the one called with like Jill Scott and
Oh,
I can do that all by
like
myself. Why did I get married? Yep, that's the
married.
one. Why did I get married?
When I got married.
Why Did I Get Married?
That had Jill Scott, Janet Jackson,
Yeah. I mean, that
Michael
was
John White.
Malik Yoba,
Yeah, Michael J. White's character was hilarious.
Tasha.
Tasha's funny. Yo, that's a funny character. Like she is crazy. She's
She was
ghetto.
going. She
I
was
love
going
it.
off. She was going
That was
off
really
until
good.
he said he checked her. He checked her at the end of that movie though.
See, Sean, you watch his movies though. So what do you mean that you ain't
I watched.
You see?
I don't have a watching it don't mean I have a favorite one.
have a favorite
Got
one?
him.
Okay, all right.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, I still don't like Tyler Perry.
You put money in his pocket.
No, I'm not. I'll pay for that shit.
The bootlegs?
I don't even watch the bootlegs. My mama even had them bootlegs. I ain't bought nothing Tyler Perry ever in my whole life.
He don't support it at all. He don't even buy a bootleg. Get it from the
I don't.
No. Well, actually, I don't even know if anybody even has those anymore because everything is online now, right?
Everything is online. Ain't got
That
no
is
movies
true.
out here anymore.
And I ain't even streaming it. I don't care if I see a clip on YouTube and it's free. I go past it.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what the?
But I will say this, like, honestly, since we already bypassed what he's being accused of, clearly we don't take that too serious because we talking about something completely different.
Yeah, we even.
But yeah, like, yeah, and you know what? My issue with Tyler Perry's movies, not Tyler Perry, is the same issue I have with slave movies. Show me black people different. I don't want to see another. Look, I know Harriet and
Exactly.
Rosa and like all of that stuff. I know. The only reason why I say that is because I'm like, yo, like I'm tired of seeing the movies or the depiction where we're literally pulling ourselves up by the bootstrap. That's why
Yeah, whooped on the whole time.
that
I don't
movie with
see
that
any
movie with
slavery.
Taraji. I didn't watch it, bro, and I'm probably not gonna watch it just because it still give me that same stigma of
Oh, that
the
new
single
one.
moms that's struggling. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
I don't.
that's not the story.
This is what I was saying. I don't want to see any of this. I don't want to see slave movies. I don't want to see gang
That's
movies.
what
I
I'm
don't want to see
saying.
hood movies.
Yeah, at
Even
this
if you
point,
drug
we
dealer
done with that
movies,
shit.
I don't want to see none of
Neither
that.
do I.
Let me
There's
see.
nothing you can do different.
Yeah, there is. Let me
Hold on,
see.
I'm gonna tell you.
Let me
No, no. I'm saying there's nothing you can do different with those kind of movies. We've seen all like any style that you want to put that kind of movie in, we've seen it. I'm done with it. How many times this drug dealer gonna sell drugs, shoot the whole half a block up, never go to jail
exactly.
until the end, and then the police show up when everything is over?
Just over it. I don't want to see
Like,
it
bro,
anymore.
I saw a post today, and it spoke about House Party, House Party One, and literally House Party One did everything opposite of all those other
It is.
movies, and it's a classic, bro. There's
Mm-hmm.
literally teenagers throwing a house party. There was no look. Think
Drugs.
about it. There was no drugs. No one got shot.
There's no
No one got
Oh,
alcohol.
somebody was smoking
stabbed.
You're
weed.
right.
They were smoking weed a
You're
little
right.
bit.
There's a little bit of alcohol,
No,
but they
man, I ain't counting that as no drug. I'm talking about wasn't like no coke, no dope. Nobody was slinging nothing. It was about
We
trying to
got
build
white viewers, Gene.
no
huh?
shooting.
We got white viewers too. Then they consider weed a drug, brother.
No, they don't anymore.
Like
Yeah,
think
they're
about it. It
legal
was about
everywhere.
about about
No,
these kids throwing a dope party, trying to get these honeys, as they would say, these honeys number, bro. Like 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 Fresh Prince, Family Matters. Like I
Right.
know that make us sound old, but bro, we have shown that we could do it. But then a part of that problem that we talk about is what are stations willing to pay for? What content do they want? And
And
unfortunately,
what are they gonna allow you to do?
yeah, unfortunately, look, is it entertaining? Yeah, let's not fool ourselves. Yeah, it's entertaining, right? But that's all it is. What enrichment are they willing to pay that would depict us, in a better light?
And
So
it's very redundant at this point, man. I'm tired of all of that. Like for real. And I still live in the hood. I don't care to see a bunch of hood stuff all the time. I don't even want to see it around where I'm at. Tired of this. That's not all we got, people. That's not all we do. That's not all we are.
well,
and
we know
now
that.
more black people, for the first time ever, live outside of the urban areas. So 52% of black people now live in suburbs and in rural areas.
That
We're
is true.
moving. We moving. It's I
Because
mean,
nobody wants to be in
yeah,
the hood forever. Nobody wants to see that life forever. The only people that try to glorify are the ones that they see in movies and TV shows. They think, oh, that's cool. Well, that's what's up. No, not until you live it. There's a reason why we
And
escape
yeah,
from
I
that.
want to change. You're right, Josh. And yeah, I want to change the hood, but I don't want to stay in it to change it. I'll leave out and I'll help. I
Yeah,
help
unfortunately,
because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't want to help yourselves.
which
Let's keep it
is
honest.
which
you've
which
seen it.
is the problem too, because so as soon as a black person they become rich, successful, they leave out the hood. And then who's left there? It's just, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's it's a problem. It- It's a problem.
And it's a
It's
problem with the ones that make
environment.
money safe, Sean, because they gonna have people banging down their doors trying to rob their crib, all types of stuff, begging for money every time you walk out the door, like all types of shit.
So, I mean, and I'm a part of the problem because I left the hood. But
You ain't part of the problem. You part of the solution.
nah, I mean, I feel I am because with what I know, I should be there trying to help.
So they can tell you the stuff they be when you be trying to help them with something. Like, get out of here! I don't want to hear that shit. That's what you gonna
And
hear.
besides, man, you got your own family to worry about. You got your own family to take care of.
Yeah, but it takes a village. So I've been speaking.
Yeah, so they go
Well,
back to their
If-
peoples and they be like, man, you ain't not hear what that motherfucker talking about because they done made about a good 10,000 that week selling drugs right
so
quick.
I've been speaking with my wife, and we've been looking at houses like in the hood, like I mean. just to live there part time.
You gotta show Winnie how it is. Not the walls off all the time, Winnie. Sometimes it's a two bedroom.
So, plus, we also think that long term that that area will be gentrified too. So we're getting in early and cheap.
Not,
I thought he was trying to move to the hood to be around his people. He moving in. Yo, I thought he was moving in to be around his people. This nigga
No,
trying to
no,
get on the ground
no,
level.
no, no,
Who's trying to
no,
get on the ground level waiting for the others to
no,
come?
no,
That's
no.
crazy.
Listen, once they learn, or once it improves,
Yeah. Yeah.
all the housing prices will rise. I mean,
Yeah. You ain't shit. This nigga said he's going in there to get it cheaper. Then they gonna move the rest of the people.
that's not what I said. That's not.
Yes, you did. You said we also feel like they're gonna gentrify that area, so we're trying to get it early, so it's cheaper. That's exactly what you said, Phil.
But you know what I meant.
Yeah, you can only mean one thing by that. We're gonna get in there before they catch on that it's good to be here. Then they gonna move these niggas out because I got money and they want to keep me around and
No,
move the good ones
no,
in.
no, 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 because everybody else there, they gonna start. They gonna
She asking you for shit. They ain't gonna start nothing. They gonna start asking you for shit.
they gonna ask for knowledge. That's what they gonna ask for.
These niggas can't barely read. You think they trying to hear all that?
Yeah, they can read. Don't sound like that, man. Everybody can read.
If
Just
you can't comprehend, though, you can't.
I mean, I don't want to say it because it's just it's hard to speak about because I don't want to offend people. I mean, but I can speak about how I was in the hood and all the stuff that I didn't know and that I was ignorant to. And I feel like a lot hasn't changed.
People got to reach out for information, not just hand it to them. Because when you hand somebody something, they don't appreciate it enough. You got to want it. That's how I know you want it. Seek it. Seek it. Ye shall find.
If you don't know, though, if you don't
so
know,
how do you suggest that people start to know, right? Because we talk about this all the time. Like, what triggered you to want to find out, right?
Okay.
All of us. I'm just
when
saying,
you see
My
hope,
I'm
I
man.
not
think,
saying you, but I mean like for all of us because
Yeah.
that's what I'm like.
I think the answer is when you see hope. So for me, it was when I traveled and then I saw stuff out in the suburbs, and I was like, "Oh, snap! Other people live like this." So when I go back, they see that I don't struggle and I don't have problems. I don't have the um the primal issues. Like so I don't worry about, you know, my bills or if my car it breaks down or anything like that. Now I have other problems, but I want them to be on a level to where they wake up and all their bills are paid and they know that education is valued and that you don't have to fight and it's not all about people either respect me or die. Like I want to get that out of there. Just that whole thought process.
I, I, I believe that people can start to seek knowledge. Like if you don't know how to go about finding knowledge, because you don't know what questions to ask. If you don't know something, you don't know to ask about it, right? You can all agree to that. But when you're sitting around people and you might hear something that you don't know about, there's nothing wrong. What you meant by that? Now you got something to build on, and that'll take you into learning more things. Because you're going to see something while you're learning that'll spark your brain to ask a question about that. Now you keep on being it'll turn into a snowball effect to where you can keep on learning.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah, yeah. I think what was it? My people perish because of lack of knowledge,
The
right?
lack of knowledge. Yep.
And and knowledge though is also knowledge is what applied knowledge is applied information as well, right? So it's yeah, man, it's just a slippery slope sometimes, and I mean, you could go back. You could go back, but again, I know what JS is saying is unfortunately sometimes, right? You got to really show like a lot for someone to want to open their mind when they've been seeing that for the last 20 years, right? Because for them, just a house and a car, unfortunately for them, they don't really see that as being something so amazing, right? So it's just yeah, man, it's difficult. It's difficult, especially like if they've been uh practicing that behavior for a long time. It's like that's
Uh,
whatever. It's like, hey, I can get a house if I want. I don't want a house. I can get this kind of car if I want. I don't want this kind of car. So how do we even get people interested in information? And I think
I
that's
mean that's something that we can't control. They got to be interested in wanting information. You're not gonna be able to get everybody on that same train. It's the ones that want the information that should be having time applied to them.
Yeah, I agree. And
It's time trying to force somebody to learn something, and you just wasted time that you could have spent on five others who are dying for this knowledge.
It also could be that they need to have something that'll impact them to want to know more. Like,
right.
hey, that car is nice. How did you get that car? Or like, hey, man, like,
yeah,
house is beautiful. What did you do to work to get that?
and that goes
Because like
back
I
to
said,
hope. I
yeah,
mean, once they see, oh, well, this person is like me, or actually, I think that I'm smarter than this person. Well, how did he do it? And then I think it's hope. Like, I mean, I
And
always
you
say,
know something?
if I made it, I'm not think anybody can make it.
And I just thought about this. Maybe sometimes people don't want to hear certain stuff because we're telling them about things that we feel should be successful. You know what I'm saying? Instead of finding like to try to steer them in a direction to be successful in what they like, instead of being like, hey, this is the knowledge that I've learned, and you got to apply this here and apply that there and apply this here. How do you know that the knowledge that we have to give it can be applied to the role they really want to take? That's probably why they're uninterested because we're talking about something that has nothing to do with the direction they're trying to go.
Well, I'm
That's
gonna ask
correct.
them. Well, I'm gonna ask them. Okay, so what's been working for you? And if they say nothing, then I'm gonna say, okay, well then maybe you need to try a different direction. Or if they say, well, this has been working, then I'm gonna say, all right, well, how can we improve on it?
I
Yeah.
mean,
But it's the same thing like when you go to help someone, like what I always say, like at work, when you go to help someone, like sometimes when you just jump in and start helping them the way you want to help them or the way that you think they need help, you don't really help them in that moment.
right.
So again, to both you guys' points, how can I help you? Is there a way you think I can help you, right? Because then that person in turn could be more receptive to the help that you're willing to give if it's aligned with how they're thinking about it, right?
So maybe you can approach somebody like, "Hey, I see how you doing that. I would do it this way if I was you, but that's just me." And then they'll turn around and they'll try it, and they'll probably come to you and ask you something else. Instead of you be like, "Yo, watch out. Let me show you how to do it." And they like, "Yo, who you think you is? You trying to show me up?" Instead of telling them how you would do it, letting them experience it, and now they like, "Oh, okay." Instead of feeling like somebody trying to take their spot, they feel like somebody's actually trying to help them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it definitely just got to see how can you help, right? Because again, like it is good to go back if you want to go back, right? But what and again, what everyone has a different a different level or a different understanding of
Understanding of
what who's that?
what who that. Do y'all still hear me?
I didn't catch anything.
I didn't hear but I mean, my phone died. That's what happened.
I don't want to say,
I don't want to say,
I think it
yeah, I
is.
think it is. Nah, it's me. My headphone died.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Who lives in the pineapple? Under the sea.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. It was me. My headphone died. I gotta switch my headphone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, over here.
All right, guys. Well,
I got
episode 9.
Hey, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
mute real
really
quick.
need to real
Uh,
quick.
y'all can hear me?
Good now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I muted him real quick, so because it
And
sounds
he's
like we're on the
filming
water.
too.
So once he
Man.
give us a signal that he's straight, we'll put it back on. Man, I lost my whole train of thought.
That's all good.
But
Yeah,
again,
well,
like
hold
you was
on.
talking about helping people, right? You got to see, oh, success. Like everybody has like a uh different level of
Definition of.
accomplishments to where they would say that they feel successful
You can
and
hear
to
me?
where they will feel like they
Yeah.
Yep.
have success. So that's another
Oh,
thing
you
too.
unmuted me.
We
Okay.
can
All right.
see you, bro. We see you. Like so
No, I'm trying to
but
see if
that's
you can
the
hear
thing
me.
because for some, let's keep it a buck, right? Like, look, I think a house is nice, right? I love owning a home, but I also know that that doesn't have to be the basement or the pinnacle of success. For some people, that doesn't even define to them success at any point, and that's okay. So that's why you got to be willing to have these discussions and see, like, hey, well, what to you for where you're at in your life right now? What would make you feel like you had that you had success, or you could get success in these next couple of months, right? So, like
Uh-huh.
the gym, people talk about the gym. Everybody's not looking to, for some people, bro, they're not looking to lose 30, 40 pounds. For some people, success for them is to be consistent for 2 days a week. And guess what? I'm here to tell you that that is a level of success. So asking these questions and seeing where people are at and where their success threshold is at that point in time
Uh-huh.
is super important because then you're able to have somebody receptive to whatever you're able to give to help them out in that situation.
I agree. I agree. But I
Yep.
do
I agree
set a
100%.
bar. So if I ask you what is success and you give me some layman to like just waking up every day, I feel I'm like, man, that's bare minimum. That's bare minimum.
Man, you got to do that in order to be successful for the day. I mean, I don't know nobody that didn't wake up and was successful.
Yeah.
But
You need to wake
I've
up
heard
to
that
even have a
before.
successful day, brother. Like that's the bare minimum, right?
You got to open your eyes to have a successful day.
So yes, I mean, I do think that everybody has their own definition for success. However, I mean, have some goals and actually obtain them,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It don't have to be all about money or,
Facts.
but I mean, it should include health. I mean, so you should have health goals and
Right. Something like drinking a smoothie per day, a fruit smoothie per day.
I mean, yeah.
That could be a goal.
It can
Not
be. I
everybody
agree
wants a
1,000%.
family, but I would like them to have one. But that's not about me. That's about them.
Right. Absolutely right. Man. Success comes on a lot of different levels. It took me a long time to realize that, man. 'Cause when you think about success, a lot of the times people think about success and they measure it to what somebody else has been doing. And that other person didn't get there by measuring their success to somebody else's. They got there by staying in their own lane to be successful.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, I mean, I'm only halfway to my goals. I'm
Oh
not.
shit, did I get a quarter to where you at? Well, if you halfway to your goal, my goal is to be a quarter to where you at right now.
But I mean, but see, it's different for everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because when I get to that quarter, just guess what I'm gonna be saying? I'm halfway to my goal, just like you doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen. Well, the person that is making 30 grand a year wants to be making 100 grand. The person that's making 100 grand, he wants to be making 1 million a year. The person that's making 1 million a year probably wants 10 million. The person
Yeah.
that's making 10 million, he probably wants 1 billion. Like
But
So forth and so
it's
on.
always
right, right, right.
it's a moving
It's
goal.
levels, but it's
Yeah.
levels. But again, it's yeah, it's levels, man. But all in all, it's for the people that don't know, right? That lack the information. Again, you got to see where they're at. How can you help them to even get them started, right? Because the first thing you got to open up their mind. How do you open up their mind if it's not open? So you
Uh-huh.
gotta talk their language. You gotta see what appeals to them. Like for us when we were growing up, right? And we were in the hood and we was growing up. Like what opened up our minds? Like
Hope.
what made us say, yo? And I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. You know what opened up my mind, y'all?
What's up?
Walking outside every day. I said this. I said there's
Man, I know I don't see no
no
Dutch gut
way
today.
in
I gotta
no
get out of
way
here.
in the world God me on this earth to live here like this forever. And that's me. That was my personal conviction. I'm like, if this is like this here, and I could go out of here has to be different somewhere. And I need to go find it.
Mhm.
That was me, bro. Like, think about this, bro. Y'all forgetting we had two stairwells. One was a pissy stairwell, and the other
What was the pissy stick?
stairwell with a little less piss.
Little less pissed.
Bro, when we took our when we took our garbage out, think about the days when we would see all the garbage on the side of our buildings. And it wasn't like we weren't littering, bro. That's how they got rid of the garbage. Think about that, right? Y'all remember all the bags on the side of our building to get rid of the garbage?
You know,
Mhm.
I'm
I remember.
stuck on the pancake with piss on it, and the other over the middle like this.
No.
I remember.
I got it. Yeah,
It is, but it's funny now.
come on. Josh was
Oh
on what, the
shit.
sixth floor, right, Josh?
Oh,
In the sixth floor, and then
oh.
sometimes the elevator will have piss in it, sometimes it won't.
Exactly, bro. You gotta get on the elevator and stand mad bow legged because it's pit in the middle of the
Yep.
elevator.
Yep. In the corners, in the middle. Yep.
This guy's
Hey,
crazy.
folks, he's laughing because it's true, because it's facts. We all live through it.
That's true, bro.
It's straight up facts. That's why I'm laughing now, because we all
Nah,
live through it.
like,
Oh
and
shit.
I'm only saying like that.
Oh,
'Cause-
and it wasn't even a dog that did it, my nigga. That was the crazy part.
It
Right?
wasn't even a dog.
No. Like a human, think about this. A human
Mhm.
said, I don't want to take this 10-second elevator ride upstairs. I'm just gonna pee in the elevator. Bro.
It's
And
funny because like we play with each other.
It really used to be a challenge in the hood, the elevator ride. A nigga would piss on the elevator floor. You get in there with one other nigga ride up to the seventh floor, back down. Whoever had the piss on their bag long. That really used to be up, yo. What was wrong with us? Oh shit.
what elevator rides was you taking? What?
Yo. Oh, see, I lived a different type of lifestyle. I told ya. When you was in warrior school, niggas, they put you on the elevator. It's so wild, niggas. You ride the seventh floor down back to the yo. I chill out them niggas about it. I'm telling you.
Yo,
I forgot all about
you
them.
gotta stay name dropping, bro. Really.
I forgot about
You gonna bleep that out.
No, I ain't.
Yeah, I don't care. Shit.
Nah,
But yeah.
Nah, but
Oh man.
everything that you said is straight facts, man. Because for me,
Oh.
it was actually like talking to my recruiter, and I actually got to see the area where he lived over in White Plains, and I'm looking like, yo, there's a nicer side to Westchester. What the hell? I ain't never been on this side.
Yo,
I
niggas
was like,
stole the
there must be more
basketball
out there.
ring.
I remember I was in high school and it was these cops that was walking up the stairs and I heard them talking and then I heard them say, well, how do people live like this? And I just yelled, it's all we got. But I mean, but honestly though,
No, we try to have it. We all try to be serious. We try to be serious and keep laughing.
I got that memory and I was like, man, so that's really that's all we have.
I'm laughing for I'm laughing for two reasons. One, because JS is a fool, and two, I could get some action. I could imagine Big S saying that with so much passion. Like, show me something different. That's all I know. That's all we got,
It's
man.
all we got.
Like, I'm trying. I'm trying.
No, like,
Holy shit. I really got tears coming out my eyes. Oh, y'all niggas gotta stop.
well, why?
Oh, shit.
Then,
You got wonder why you're here.
I understand it now, but then at the time,
Oh,
it hurt my.
they're gonna make me fall my glasses up. Oh, shit. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm pretty sure you actually did say that to them.
I know he did. He ain't say that for no reason, Doc. Oh, oh, shit. Oh.
It was a.
Oh, yo, you know how bad it was in the hood? I promise y'all might not believe me. I was walking up from the big park. I swear to God. There was two cops sitting in the car. Nigga had a bottle of vodka, and I could see it. And he was just swinging the shit. And looked at me and said, the fuck you looking at? I turned my head around that street so fast, I was like 12. Yo, that nigga was stressed. He had to drink on the job and didn't care who seen him. Sat right down there in the patrol car, blue suit, with a bottle of liquor. No bag, no cup, straight out the bottle.
You'd be
But I want to
surprised.
say something too. Like, yeah, I remember, man. I was in college. I'm walking out with my book bag on to go to school, and literally a parked car, DT across the street, stops me. And yo, like, and that's another thing too. Like, literally, the hood, the trap. It's literally a trap. I remember he took my ID and put my name in his Palm Pilot, bro. Now, guess what? Guess what happens? If something happens out there where I closely look like this individual that did it, that's the name that he's gonna pull.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize like that happens, and I don't got no criminal record, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, you right, because my name is on 100 pads.
what?
I agree with what you said.
No, I said he's right, because my name is on like 100 pads. And like every time I turned
Oh,
around, it was writing my name down on one of them little white paper pads.
oh,
Just like they just writing my no ticket, just in their notes on lined sheets.
bro, walking to church one day. I'm with my whole family, mom, sister, brothers. Cops come out of nowhere, throw me up against a corner store, talking about I fit the description. My mother is like, he's been in the house all day. He just left out the house now to go to church. Like, y'all got, like, just imagine though, bro, if my mom's is not there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
some
they
of the
done.
things that you go through that sometimes unfortunately could turn you to like, you know, F the police because of those early interactions. You know what I mean? But as difficult as it is, you have to still kind of like parse the difference between um the person that's in the uniform that's a good person and the person that's not. Because at the end of the day, it's still a person wearing the uniform, and people decide to do different things when they have a certain level of power, you know?
You know, some I heard I heard Muhammad Ali say this one time, right? But he was like, he was talking about like he was doing an interview. So this is Muhammad Ali's words. You know, he was like, I understand that not all white people are bad, but if you got 10,000 white people, we understand that 1,000 of the white people are good. And you could be knocking on my door saying, "No, I'm not one of the bad ones." Yeah, I really believe you, but you got 9,000 other ones right behind you that want to kill me. I don't know which one you are, so why take a chance with any one of them? You feel me? That's how people get in the hood. I don't know which one you are, so I'm not gonna take a chance with any one of y'all. I understand there are good cops. I get it. I don't know, and I'm not gonna take a chance with my life to figure out if you're a good cop yet.
I just want to say that. So I think that most cops are good. I think that most white people are good. I think that most black people are good. Most everybody is good. I think that there's a few
You are naive.
rotten apples that ruin it.
Agreed.
I think he's naive
Okay.
So
Why?
you think that
because
most people
because
are bad?
if there's more good people of each caliber like they're talking about, if there's more good than bad, and I understand that the media puts out bad propaganda all the time, but with our own visual eyes, we see more bad.
No way. No way. No way.
Well,
Like,
I'm thinking. I got to see from my standpoint because y'all made it out the hood. I'm still in the hood, so that's why I'm talking
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
Well,
my bad. Forget it.
I mean, but even in the hood, I think that most people are good. However,
They just
they
shot up a kid's birthday party the other day out here.
okay, yes. Look who did it. Look at how many people were at the birthday party. Look how many people shot. Most people there minding their business, right? Was he frozen?
Yeah. So what?
And then and then there was a bad apple or two. But
Two
most
of
people
them.
good.
That's what he's saying. Like two out of the bunch. Like there's always going to be a bad apple no matter where you go. But it's
Yeah,
typically
but guess what? They were shooting at the other bad apples because they was already bad and they ran over this way.
But all the other people not
They
involved
were
in the
kids.
race.
They were kids.
Yeah,
So they better not be.
well, I'm just saying, I think that most people in the hood are good. They just have to survive. So there's sometimes you got to do stuff.
Which is very true. Because I'm a good person. I had to do things that would make me a bad person. But I'm just saying I'm not naive enough. Well, I'm not gonna say naive because to be naive, like that might be like going too far. Because I can't say that because y'all seen way more of the world than I did. So I have to keep that in mind too. That y'all definitely can speak to that better than I could because you've seen a lot more than me. So I gotta learn to scale it back and stop talking from just what I see and realize that the world is well, I do realize the world is bigger than y'all, but I gotta start like treating it that way too.
Yeah, and I think that you make a great point because from what we saw, just from where we grew up, it looks like the whole world is a war zone. But then once you leave out
Right.
of there, then you learn that these people ain't fighting in schools. They like, oh no, that's bad. You don't fight. You go out in these suburban schools and they are talking out their problems.
no, it's true.
So what?
It's true.
And you just say like your mother was like fuck your mother? Is you talking to her? Pop on it.
No, they talk out. I was a recruiter. I've been in different schools. I've seen schools like that. They just talk their problems out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to
Or
think
they handle it
about
like competition, like
because
playing basketball, volleyball, like they play sports. They just talk about it in sports.
I asked
A bunch of pansy.
my daughter, right? And I was like, um, do any of the kids do they bother you? Well, I mean, because she is black in a predominantly white school.
You
And I
come,
asked, she's like, no. I said, anybody hit you? No. I said, are there fights? She's like, no. I said, there's no fights.
ain't nobody in there. Nobody.
Now you asking your daughter what
Never heard nobody just yo real strong. No.
It's not. It hasn't been passed down in the culture. That's learned behavior. We all learn that, hey, if somebody disrespects you, then you got to get your respect back one way.
But it was passed down. If they passed it down to us, they was the original barbarians.
Sean's always going. Sean, I
The
think.
truth.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you say your.
Who's the original Vikings? Just let me know.
Yeah, but okay. Okay.
All right, running around here, talking about some, give me that big ass turkey leg,
Can
drinking out them
somebody
big ass
explain
wooden
to me?
cups,
Yo, at some point,
feeding down to the floor.
JS,
Can
at
you
some point,
responsibility,
yeah,
bro?
at some point, you gotta be willing to help yourself graduate from certain parts of your thinking. At some point, you gotta be the captain of your own ship. You know what I'm saying?
What they gotta do with
Because
them being the original barbarians?
because that you
How can you relate that
the
going down?
conversation we're having and what you're trying to implement are not the same two things, and that completely thwarts Big S entire point of how the children that's under your care, my care, Big S and Josh care, how they're gonna take what we give to them. They're gonna learn that
Uh-huh.
from us
I
in
get
their
that.
environment. And what he's saying that the situation that he has been able to put his daughter in, right, who's learning from him and the doctor, also happens to be in a school where those kids seem to be learning the same thing, where it's okay to talk about issues and problems without resulting to violence. So then when
And
you
I agree.
implement, hold on. So then when you implement and you say who's the original Vikings, that's completely different from Big S talking about parents teaching their kids to talk out their problems.
No, I said that because he said that that don't get passed down in their culture. I said that's because they passed it on to us.
I'm
It
saying
went from
in the
parents to culture.
suburbs. In the
The
suburbs,
suburbs, brother.
they
That's what
don't.
I'm
It
saying.
it
You
doesn't have to
go
be right.
when he say suburbs, you automatic hold on. When he
Suburbs
say
is a
suburbs,
culture?
you automatically think white.
No, I don't.
So
Because he didn't
so
say suburbs. He said culture. When I think culture, I'm thinking about whatever culture that person comes from. He
there's a
didn't say suburbs.
suburban culture, brother. Just like
Yes,
the culture
yes.
of the hood.
Well, I didn't say
There-
suburban culture because culture is very broad.
Okay.
There's different cultures.
Exactly.
I'll say that
Hold
next.
on. So have you ever heard of hood culture?
No, I haven't.
So you never heard of the culture that's in the hood? Am I the only one that's ever heard of hood culture?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
yeah.
Have you ever heard that, Josh?
I have.
Okay.
I've never heard of hood culture.
All
Okay.
right.
Hold on. So Sean has heard of hood shit. You heard of hood shit, right?
Hood shit, yeah. Hood antics,
Yeah.
hood shit, yeah.
That's hood
That's
culture.
culture.
Come on. Come with us. Come on. Come on.
I didn't say that. But
So that's not what
but
we
you didn't
thought.
say antics. You said hood this, hood that. You never said suburban culture. You said culture. Period.
I was
So you're
saying
still talking about
in that environment that
That's not their
we
culture.
live. So most people here are upper income, upper middle class, and there's no fighting. However, there is a lot of drug use in the high school because that's all that's written on like all the platforms, which is crazy to me because I thought that that was just in the hood, but apparently these
No.
Chinese.
using drugs.
Had to mute him again. The
So
opioids and stuff. Opioid
yeah,
crisis.
you know,
Nah,
it's
but
crazy.
you gotta think about it, big ass, because I would think that like in that kind of area there would be like more drug use because like their parents are like big shots and like they know
More
somebody that knows
access to
somebody that
different
knows
type of
somebody,
drugs. Yeah.
so they know how to get to like the
Yeah.
supply
And
because their parents can
I
afford it.
also I get what JS was saying, but what I'm trying to say is those are two different things
Yeah,
that were being
Yeah,
discussed. That's why I'm like, hold on, that's not
yeah.
that. And until right, I want him to get back on so he could respond. But again, right, just as our friend, our brother, until he has a certain level of mindset, he's not gonna allow himself to be open to those experiences because guess what? Those experiences do involve black people, white people, Spanish people, more white people, some black people, like all different sorts of people. So if you have the perception of all these other people that you don't get to see every day are not there to help you or there or you
Yeah.
can't trust them, you'll never give yourself that experience.
And I completely concur with what you're saying. So let me be clear with what I'm saying. Okay. I disagree with what you're saying. I'm in complete agreement with what you guys are saying. The only difference and where we shook up at right quick, where we started to veer off the track, is when the culture word came in. And I didn't understand that you were talking suburban culture and not like the culture of a white person, you know?
Mhm.
So that's where the whole confusion came in at. That's why I said, wait a minute, he only said culture, not suburban culture, because there's different types of culture. So when you just say culture, I thought about white people. It wasn't passed down in white people's culture, not
And that's
suburban culture, because that's totally different. Suburban culture can
right.
include Spanish,
No,
anybody. It's the suburban area.
I know exactly what you thought. That's why I'm saying for all of us to elevate, like when we try to elevate our thinking to be in certain spaces, like when I'm tracking, I'm listening to Sean. He's talking about to Big S. He's talking about. He said the environment. He said there's no fights. He said suburban. So for me, because I know those good to great environments and a suburban lifestyle is available to us, I would never relate that to just that one race. That's what I'm saying. So even with hearing
But
what
all
he
I'm
said,
saying is, if you said suburban, I wouldn't have related to that one race.
he
I
did.
just heard the word culture.
No,
No, he
but
never
the thing
said
is,
suburban. He only said culture.
he said environment and suburban, correct, Big S?
So afterwards, but at first, I I was saying where I lived, it's not in the culture, but I never said suburban at first. But then
Copy.
later,
My
after
apologies, JS. My apologies. You was right. I misheard. All right.
Thank you.
I,
Appreciate it.
but so I guess my whole point was that
My headphone about to die again. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep on going, y'all. This
down,
shit crazy.
and just to go back to it, I would like more successful people to go back into the hood, um, and try because who's in the hood? I mean, it's not a lot of families there. You know, it's a lot of young people, single people, and people that live in poverty. So if you are successful, I think that you should try to go back. And I know it's hard because of the culture.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
What do y'all think?
So,
So I be quick with it, like Family Feud. So JS is saying nah, but my question to him would be, you wouldn't want somebody to come back and help you get to where you believe you could get, or at least get you started on the right path? You know what I mean? So imagine, huh?
huh?
See,
Hold up.
nah.
Say it now.
So imagine how many other people, right, are like JS, where they're doing right, they want to do better, they just need a little push, a little guidance. But
Yeah.
if we continue not to give back or go back, how many of those people do we miss out on? Helping them get to where they need to go. Because all it takes is a little push, right? Whether if it's a little mental education, right? Financial education, whatever it is, some financial
Yeah.
stability and things of
I
that
was
sort.
joking with that hell nah shit, y'all. You know that. Come on, I'm a clown, but yeah,
No,
of
no, you
course we
keep
got to go back and
you
help.
keep saying don't go back. You keep saying don't go back. That's what you've been saying this
Yeah,
whole.
man. I know, but it's all a joke. Cause first of all, no, I didn't. Cause at one time I did say I helped the hood. I'm gonna move out, but I helped the hood. I did say that. Don't take all my credit from me like that, G. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I mean, I think so. So let me ask this: are any of you guys willing to go back, or is it that now you just want to focus on your life first, and then if you have time later, maybe you can go back?
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I can't do nothing in the hood anyway if my life ain't together. I need to focus on my life first, make that better. Then I can help. How am I gonna help somebody with something I ain't got?
Well, I mean, you can show them the right way, and then you can explain the wrong way. Hey, so
Well, who's gonna believe
this
the
is what
right way if you're not showing that the right way works? You gotta do the right way first, don't you? Because if you're telling them the right way,
so
they're gonna be like, "Oh, why the fuck you still here?"
you show them the wrong way. So this way, it won't work for sure. I mean, it still helps. I mean, have you watch Fear Straight? So that's people all the wrong way. They're like, hey, listen, I've been down your path. I did this, I did that. It don't work. Don't do it.
Well, shit, I ain't trying to be the one that have to show somebody the wrong way because I'm down in the dumps. Like, hey, don't do what I did. I want to be the person to be like, hey, this is what I did to get here. So I'm not even worried about trying to show somebody the wrong way.
I mean, I got wrong ways and right ways.
We
But
all do.
Every single one of us.
mm,
We do. We all do, bro.
yeah. So Josh,
But it's all good.
what do you think about my plan of going back in the hood?
Gentrifying the hood.
He ain't trying to save it. He's trying to gentrify it. Y'all got to listen to these words, people.
Yeah, I gotta call it out. What do we
I
think
tried
about
to say this
gentrifying?
earlier.
Let me ask
Okay,
you, Josh.
but
We seen it before.
As far as your plan to
Nigga
gentrify, sure.
I'm not
say-
out of the hood, but I do want to improve it. I don't want it to be a hood anymore.
those people
Uh,
use the same word. We're not gentrifying it. We're just making it better.
Yo, you've been taking a master class on whitewashing, huh?
mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
I
tries.
respect,
He
I respect what
tries.
you want to do, big ass. But as for me, I'm gonna be selfish. I don't want to go back. I'm gonna be selfish.
I'm not mad. I ain't
I got my
mad at
own
him.
family.
That's
I
what
got
it
my own
is.
family to take care of.
Thank you, guys. Somebody can tell the truth.
But so this goes back, I mean, once you make it and once you're out of there,
Yeah.
I ain't going back.
Josh always been the one to tell
I
the
ain't going
truth
back.
so plainly that there's no way you can say, "Oh, he's joking or not." No, Josh just say and don't care if he hurt your feelings or not. The nigga just he's saying like it's supposed to be said, like nothing is wrong with what he say at all.
Big
there's
ass,
nothing wrong with it. There's nothing
have
wrong
you
with
been
it.
back to where we grew up at, bro?
Who, me?
Yes.
Not wow, nah.
What's a while?
So when was the last time that I saw you guys?
No, where you been? Where,
When did you go back?
Last time y'all went to Bananas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like maybe 6 years ago.
Oh yeah. He just trying to put a
Yeah,
Starbucks. He ain't
because
trying
I
to
was
help.
there in May.
Yeah,
He
he
just
trying
trying.
to get us.
He just
I
trying to
ain't
put a
going back.
Starbucks. He ain't trying to help. 6 years.
I miss my family,
I'm telling you.
but I ain't going back.
Oh, my family moved. I mean, so I would only. I mean,
Well, my family's still there.
So
exactly.
fuck me, huh?
Slow bomb, but they're
So
still
fuck me.
there.
All right, yeah, Sean.
Yo, this is crazy.
Hold on. I flew Sean out so I could see him.
Yo, bro. This is why Diddy on trial for flying people out. Don't fly. No,
Don't say it like that, though, D. No, this is not why Diddy's on trial. Diddy put people out for sexual purposes. Let's get that clear.
I
See,
mean,
I would have to help Sean fix up a house. We're gonna make this clear before people out here in this world start getting shit twisted and I get arrested and I had to beat somebody up to try to play with me. You see, God been doing good with me. Why you trying to make me backslide?
It was business. It was business. We were.
No,
Diddy.
it wasn't Sean. He was fixing that house. Sean helped me help you. If he was fixing a house, it wasn't business. He was fixing a house. I was helping a friend fix a house.
Okay. We were.
It might work, so, but I ain't thought of being no litigation later on in life. You know, we start making it, and then all of a sudden these clips get pulled up. Look, they've been in gay relationships. Not over here.
So you flew him out.
No, he asked me for help on the house, and then he paid. He didn't fly me out. He paid for my flight to come out
So
there.
he paid for your flight.
Let's change him. Yeah, he paid for my flight. He didn't fly me out. All right, that's what you do to some chicken heads. He ain't fly me out. He paid for my flight. All right,
Let me look up. Let me look
we
up.
gotta start throwing these words the right way.
Words matter. Words matter.
Words matter
If
for
you feel
real.
like we
Well, an urban dictionary, right?
This house.
Flew out
Some
or flew
landscaping.
out is slang for someone paying for another person's travel expenses.
Urban dictionary. We're not going by that. We're going by the web.
What? He went by Webster.
It's crazy.
That's
Yo,
AI
Josh,
generated too.
you laughing? You gotta help, Josh. What are you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry that he flew you out.
Yo,
Sorry.
yo, he didn't flew me out, yo. See, turn the screen back around. You take your screen off the thing. Look, he didn't flew me out, all right? He paid for my flight to come help him with the house. That's how we gonna say it. Okay, people?
Let me save
It
you.
does make it better.
Let me save you.
So you're not trying to save me.
Episode 9 of The Circle. The only thing I do is give the benediction. Episode 9 of The Circle. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. And just a reminder, if anyone pays for your flight to go anywhere, you got flew out.
Yo, give it back to him. You didn't get